You're watching Drakewing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming. Some of you know me on Twitter, The Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Tennessee. So, we had just taken a little brief break from our big match. Yuuichi got injured, so we're gonna see how this turns out. His opponent, Yuuichi, is actually quite interested to make sure he's okay. So I like Yuuichi. He seems like a nice guy, man. He's just really, he's like super focused. But yeah, anyway, guys, let's just sit back and enjoy and entertain you, and let's jump right in. Alarm chain, you're up, and let's go. Okay. Okay. I'll be fine. It's just a little tender, that's all. It'll pass. At least I hope it will. The umpire nods, still frowning with worry. God, I really hope this doesn't get in the way of my playing. We will now resume the match. Michimaya will take the first serve. Alright. Deep breaths. Did he just drop his racket? Seemed more like it was blown out of his hand. He's hurt! Yuuichi-san reaches down to pick up his racket, but immediately drops it again, clutching his hand. Did he hurt his wrist? Doesn't look like it. Looks more like it was his hand. Still not good. Do you think he's going to be okay? Who cares? Can you believe that Michimaya just lost a set? I can't believe a player I'd never heard of about before has taken a set away from him. The not at all subtle whispers of the other people in the audience are easily heard by us. All three of the guys I'm with have their faces scrunched up in varying levels of anger and annoyance. What's the big deal about it? Isn't it normal to lose sets sometimes? You don't get it. It is a big deal in this case. Why? Aniki has never dropped a single set in the prefectural level tournaments. Not even once in the past 6 years. What? Is that even possible? Yuuichi-san nods, his eyes stuck to Yuuichi-san's figure as he receives medical aid from the referee? It's pretty difficult for sure. It helps that Saitama isn't exactly filled to the brim with strong players. Other than Yuuichi, Arushihara was the best that our prefectural had to offer. Hey! Sorry, what I meant to say is that the difference in skill is absurd. Up until now, Yuuichi was considered the best tennis player to ever come from the Saitama Prefectural. Up until 3 years ago, he was considered the best to ever come from Kanto. He was Japan's child star. There were tons of experts banking on him making a professional debut before he even finished high school. People expected him to make it big, as in world top 10 big. Those plans kinda took a back seat when his play started to deteriorate a few years ago. Didn't all that stuff happen before you met him, Keisuke-san? How do you know about all this? Keisuke-san looks away, fumbling for an answer. Yeah, Arushihara, tell us. You acted as if you barely even knew anything about Yuuichi when we first met you. How come you suddenly know this much? I was on the news all the time, okay? It was on the news all the time, okay? I just didn't think it was relevant to mention back then. I see. It doesn't sound sincere at all. Can you two stop bickering and just pay attention to what's going on? The medical timeout is about to end. They're going to start playing again. Sorry.
Sorry.
My bad. But did they really just get chastised by 12-year-old? Yuuichi-san, please hang in there. Just try to ignore the pain as much as I can. If I let it bother me too much, I won't be able to concentrate on the match. Yuuichi has already gotten into his position. For some reason, for someone who was so clearly worried not a few minutes ago, his face is now maddeningly blank. Jeez, is there a switch on him? That he can just flip whenever he wants to get like that? And where do I get one like it? Ouch! Shit, that hurt a bit. I froze for a second after serving. I can't let myself get delayed. Fault! I guess I messed up at the last second when the pain shot up and ended up missing. He's not doing very well. He's gonna have to forfeit. No worries, I still get one more try. But I can't be too risky with my second serve, so I'll stay away from a high-power shot. Instead, I'll go with a low-bounce slide that curves a little to the side. It won't have any crazy amount of spin, but this is the best I can do without being reckless. Just like in the second set, his reaction is almost instant. The moment he ascertains the direction of my shot, he's already on his way. My serve wasn't particularly fast, so he could reach it with no issues. Yuuichi returns with a cross. I was already running to the center of the court, so this forces me to do a double take. Ha! Shit, this hurts. The ball flies straight into the net. 0-15. Ugh. I have to be more careful with my shots. If I try to pull away from the swing because of my finger, I'll end up missing my target. Alright, don't mind it. I take a few more deep breaths before serving again. This time I go with a very risky top spin shot. Since I haven't managed to score any aces with my flats and the timing of those is too unpredictable, I'll sacrifice immediate scoring ability in favor of an advantage on the rally. If I can get his return to be even a little bit off, that could be the advantage I need to get the point. Ha! Yuuichi sends the ball back with a strong, flat straight. But I can see it. His return was just a little shallow. If I can capitalize on this, I should be able to score. You might be playing better than usual, but I've already recomposed myself for the most part. You're not catching me by surprise like you did in the second set. If it's a power contest, I should still win. Ka! There's no way I would miss the moment when his stance would crumble. Strike! 15 all. Yes! I do a little fist bump to celebrate the point. This is good. Yuuichi caught me by surprise in the second set, and shock of it caused my play to worsen. But I've had time to recompose myself. Even if he's reacting faster, I can still contend. I won't let him overwhelm me, no matter how much he improves during the... Wait, improve? Isn't this what Kasich was telling me about before the match? Right around the beginning of the fourth game, he started to improve a lot. Improve? As in he focused more? No, I mean that he was literally improving. He was leveling up, if that makes it any easier for you to understand. I watched his skills grow right in the middle of the match. What? That's ridiculous. I'm telling you what I saw. Keiken, growth is something that takes a long time. It would be hours of practice before you could even notice a difference. And you're talking about the guy improving dramatically out of nowhere? You had to have been imagining things. I told you, that's what I saw. Hey, you two, what's taking you guys so long? Right. I thought that there was no way someone could improve right in the middle of a match, but it turns out I was wrong. Can't wait for this match to be over so I can get Kasich's told you so face. Well, if that's what's happening, then there isn't much I can do to counter that. If it's not a matter of strategy, then no matter how much I strategize, I can't overcome it. But that's only if he ends up becoming better than me. I get the feeling that as far as skill is concerned, I'm still ahead. I'll just do my best to settle this quickly. Stalling would be counterintuitive at this point. The longer I let the match go on, the more he'll improve. In that case, if I want to settle this fast, then I have to make an extra push. Forget out the risks, just barely control the ball enough so that it goes in. And hit him with a serve filled with 120% power. The ball flies straight into the net, not even close to going over it. Oops. Ah! Vault. I guess that was a bit too risky. No, this is good. This is exactly what I have to do right now. Yuuichi has taken a step forward. Anyone would expect their opponent to go with the lower risk approach on their second serve in that case. Softly be damned, I hit it even harder. What? He attempts to swing to return the ball, but his racket only comes in contact with the air. Did it go in? Was that a good one? Is that one good? We both look up at the umpire with anticipation. He looks conflicted, as if struggling to make the call. Eventually he opens his mouth and... Double fault, 15-30. No! Before I can control myself, I shouted out loud, with both of them turning to look at me in surprise. You have a problem with my call? No, I was just... it's just a reflex, sorry. Whoa, I can't even look up at him right now. My eyes are glued to my feet. I feel like a kid who just tried to defy his parents. Very well, if you'd please carry on with your next serve. Oh, right. I completely forgot. Sighing, I attempt to recompose myself. I shouldn't tarry much longer, but I always have a few seconds between serves. Right now, trying to avoid piling up more stress is the right call. Double faulting is one of the most stressful things in tennis. If I let that stress mount up, eventually I won't be able to handle it and I'll be crushed. Before this can happen, I have to let it out of my system. Breathe in and breathe out. In through my nose, feel the air going all the way down to my lungs, and then out through my mouth. In, out. Yuuichi, you've already taken 15 seconds. Take 15 more and I'll have to issue a time violation. It's alright, I'm all done. I feel better right now, at least. And even if I did get the violation, it wouldn't be too bad. I have to make sure my head is in the right place. I'm not allowed to make any more mistakes. 15-30. If I screw up here, he'll hold the break point. If he breaks my first serve of the set and gets ahead, I'm not sure that I'll be able to catch up. In that case, even if it would be a logical choice, I'll forgo a conservative approach. This match is going to be about guts, and I can't afford to be, and I shouldn't be afraid to take risks, even if it failed me the last time. I hit a powerful topspin shot. Instead of tightly aiming close to the lines, I'll be satisfied as long as the ball goes in. Huh? It went in! Yuuichi managed to return, but he was caught off guard by that shot. Right now I have the advantage. Use the time it takes him to recover and... Serve and volley? Strike! Gah! I slammed the ball straight down. From my position right on top of the net, there was no way I could miss. Yuuichi doesn't have time to reach for the ball as it flies away in the opposite direction. 30-all! Yes! Lift both my hands up towards the sky, shouting out in joy. It worked! My high-risk strategy worked! Now I just have to take care to make sure it keeps working. Or so I'd like to say, but even I know that constantly taking risks like these wouldn't be feasible. Instead, I'll make sure to pepper these high-risk shots together with a more conservative pace. If I can break away from a highly defensive stance straight into a strong attack, I just might confuse him. If he's going to get used to my playstyle, then I just have to overwhelm him with different attack patterns so he doesn't figure out which one I'm going to go with next. Heh, that's funny. I'm starting to feel like Keikun here. Is this what it feels like to use your brains? I get back to the service line to try this again, but... Huh? Yuuichi? He's just standing in the center of the court? Kokonose, is everything alright? His face is incredibly somber. He's just staring off into the ground. Oh, fuck, he's concentrating. He's about to go Super Saiyan! Is he looking at where my last shot landed? Kokonose, please get in a position so we can resume the match. What? Is he seriously not hearing the umpire? I can already see the fox's face scrunching up. He's starting to get annoyed. Kokonose, it's already been 15 seconds. 15 more and it'll be a time violation. He's seriously not responding at all. Is he alright? The umpire continues to stare at him for what feels like an eternity. Kokonose, it's been 30 seconds. I'm issuing you a time violation. If he gets another time violation, he'll lose the point. Yet he still hasn't even acknowledged the umpire's existence. He's just staring at the ground with a really dark look on his face. Yuuichi! My sudden shout makes both the umpire and Yuuichi jump in surprise. Oh, what? Michimai, is something the matter? Wait, Mr. Umpire, why are you glaring at me like that? Kokonose, I've issued you a time violation. You have 5 seconds to get back to your positions before I give you another one. Huh? Well, what about the call? He called you tons of times. Just get back to your position already. Oh, really? Sorry. I'll get right back to it. That was weird. He runs back to his spot, waving at me to signal that he's ready. What the hell was that? Was he focusing so much that he didn't even hear us? Just how weird can this guy get? Well, it doesn't matter. I'll just ignore it for now and focus on playing. This time I go for a very slow slice, focusing on adding more spin and careful aim than brute force. Even if I can't make his stance crumble just from that, hopefully I'll catch him off guard and make it so his return is imperfect. Perfect return. His ball went super deep in the court, almost touching the baseline. If it's like this, then we'll be locked in a battle of ground strokes. I feel like I should have an advantage on those, but for some reason I've been struggling to make a dent in his form for the past set. He's not letting up. Each and every one of his shots is aiming to score the point. Even when I think I've got him in a bad position, he still goes in for the kill regardless of the risks. I know that I can be pretty reckless at times, but this guy is on a whole new level. He's taking risks left and right. Every single shot he makes is a pretty considerable chance of missing. And yet, they all go in. What is happening? He's starting to push me back little by little. If I let this point go for longer, then the chances of me recovering are going to drop considerably. And yet, should I just give up on this point and focus on the next one? But then we'll be stuck on a deuce, and that's really not the place I want to be right now. If I have no choice but to lose the point an hour later, then I'm just going to take another stupid risk. I'll go with the drop shot. It worked! Yuuichi froze for just a second. Even though he managed to return the ball, he's now in a bad position. Not only that, his return wasn't deep or powerful. I can counter it! Ha! My shot hits the floor on the other side of the court, far from his reach. Game won by Michimaya, 1-0. Yes, that's how it's done! The crowd is really noisy today. Actually, aren't there more people here than usual? Is anyone even watching the girls' final? The sides of the court are so packed with people that I can barely see beyond them. I know this is a big tournament for our prefecture, but it's still a local one. Why are so many people here on a Sunday? Michimaya? Oh, sorry. Crap, I'm wasting time. Alright, I've got to be extra prepared for his serves. Out of all the areas he's been improving on, the serve is the most dangerous. They keep getting faster and more precise, and if I'm even a second late, I won't be able to reach it. Yuuichi is quietly bouncing the ball over and over on his side of the court. It terrifies me a little when I think of him serving again. I couldn't touch him at all during his serve games in the last set, and if I can't break his serve, then... I don't want to think about it! Yuuichi finally grips the ball in his hand, lifting his head to look at me with a glare so fierce that I feel as if it could put me down. I took 2 steps back from my usual attacking position. If I step back even further, then I'll be completely stuck on defense. But if I'm not careful enough, I don't know whether I should attack or defend. I'm too busy distracted, Yuuichi serves. God, shit, don't get distracted from giving him the okay signal. I managed to reach the ball at the last possible second, just barely tapping it over the side of the court. Ha! But Yuuichi quickly runs up to the net, settling the point with a smash. 15-0. Stupid, so incredibly stupid. Why did I have to get distracted right now of all times? His first serve of the set is the most critical moment for me. If I managed to disturb his rhythm here, I could potentially set him back for the rest of the set. Now I lost my chance. That serve is going to serve as a confidence boost, and he's going to carry it into the next ones. I have to take him down before he manages to build up on it. Yuuichi takes his next serve, a strong, fast slice attacking my backhand. So he's still going after that, huh? Since I don't have as much precision with my backhand, I tend to drop the power on those shots to avoid making unnecessary errors. Yuuichi is specifically targeting that, pinning me to a specific side of the court so that I can't counterattack. Well, if I'm looking for a chance to attack, it's now. If I'm going to do something to break the cycle, then it should be here! One extra step. That's probably the hardest one to take, but I take that one extra step to circle around his shot and hit with my forehand. Against a weaker opponent, that one extra step would be all it takes to score that point. A risky, high-level technique to perfectly return on a turnaround. It would be perfect against a weaker opponent. Ha! Yuuichi easily reaches that shot, almost as if he were expecting it. Just as I begin running to the other side of the court to defend against a powerful shot, I notice that the ball... What? The ball is dropping? I remain frozen in place, merely watching the ball bounce on the floor right next to the net. Yuuichi returned my counterattack with a drop shot. I was so focused on defending from another powerful attack that I completely disregarded the possibility of a drop shot. To be honest, I just couldn't imagine someone like him having such delicate technique as to hit a perfect drop shot like that. It was my mistake to overlook it. 30-0. If I don't come up with something quick, this is how the rest of the set is going to go. And going by the fact that my legs are shaking, I don't think my stamina would last through a tiebreak. In case it has me make some kind of difficult decision right here, yeah. Okay. I have to find a way to break his serve and to hold mine. Easier said than done. Ha! Yuuichi hits another flat shot at an unbelievable angle. Even shots that seem to be downright impossible, he continues to put away with ease. He barely makes any mistakes, even though the difficulty of his shots is ramping up considerably. Even though I'm playing my best and my mind is completely clear and focused, even though I'm at my peak, I can barely keep up anymore. Game won by Kokonose, 5-all. I'm exhausted. My legs are quivering, barely able to stand. I've made it this far purely on guts. But guts can only get you so far, and now I'm running on fumes. It's my turn to serve again. If I lose this game, all he needs to do is keep his next serve to win. The pressure is at an all-time high. Why is it that at such an important time my hand feels so cold? So cold, I can't feel my hands anymore. Shit, I'm starting to crumble under the pressure. Me? Losing to the pressure? You've got to be kidding me. This feels just like my matches against Takagi. Just remembering that guy, remembering all the humiliating defeats. I can't see straight. Everything is a blur. Crap, and now my hands are sweaty too. I'm having a hard time just holding onto my racket. Michimaya, please hurry to your position. I'm gonna save it right here. Oh man, this is nuts. Oh, he's getting quite a workout. Oh man, this is crazy. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Give a super thanks or tip if you can. It always helps. Until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!